All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It's 9 minutes with me right here from Rosie's Corner on a special Fish Friday, of course, with your entree or your sandwich version, the mac and cheese or the coleslaw, and the French fries, of course, here at Rosie's. Make sure you stop on down and get it. Pizza wing combinations are always available as well. I would recommend trying any of the three, really. The regular, you get hot wings too, but the regular wings, just a mild with a little extra crisp to them, the gold fever and the garlic parm, to die for on all levels. Get on down here to Rosie's Corner on Grubhub as well for delivery, and you can also, of course, follow them on Instagram and like them on Facebook, and make sure to remember they have hot and cold subs, they have burgers, they have stuffed shells, they have themed food days coming up around the corner here post-summer as well. So get ready for Rosie's Corner every single day. Another one, too, is to try the Meatball Bomber here at Rosie's. What a great sub that is. I want to talk a little bit about the Buffalo Bills offense going into 2021. I'm fascinated to see, and many teams, many players, the coronavirus thing last year didn't really affect a lot of player performance, especially in Buffalo. When you think about Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, they were playing video games and build a little bit of chemistry there and kind of learned each other's tendencies and all the rest. But they didn't get on football fields and practice over and over and over and get tons of reps in and all that. They just didn't do that. The Bills didn't have a lot of, nobody had OTAs. Nobody had, rookie mini camps. Nobody had anything. And we had a virtual draft, for crying out loud, a year ago at this time. So I'm very intrigued to see if the Bills' offense can actually be better when you compare 2020's offseason and into, 2021. Or I should say, I guess the offseason post 2019, right? I guess it would be that way into the 2020 campaign. But you get what I'm saying. Offseason going into 2020, offseason going into 2021, we have a lot more of a normal schedule now. Guys are out there practicing. Coronavirus is kind of trickling away, and the OTAs are available. Guys are around each other more. They're getting a ton of reps now. They already have a full season in, so they can figure out a little bit about what they've done wrong, try to fix that as well in OTAs. There's a lot of that going on right now, but I don't know if it will necessarily equate to the Bills being a better offense in 2021. Now, there are a lot of factors for that. Number one, it's simply hard to stay up at the top of the league in anything because there's too much film out there. There's too much copycat out there. Defenses are going to scheme a little bit more as well. It's just too difficult to stay way above. That's why it's so impressive what the Patriots did for 20 years. I mean, they won 6 Super Bowls and went to 9. They were at the top of the league for 2 decades. We will not see that again. Josh Allen at quarterback. There will be certain packages that people will make for just stopping Josh Allen and getting to Josh Allen a little bit more. And we know that one of the areas that Josh Allen still looks a little raw in here and there is he still tries to play that hero ball. What happens there defensively, trying to get him into those situations where, he's going to whip around and try to, jump over a linebacker again or try to break free from 2 or 3 different defensive linemen as they're face masking him, right, and fumble the ball. That's the one area I think where Allen will probably need to polish up. Everything else, obviously, the guy played an MVP level last year. One area where I think the Bills could be better than 2021, though, is the receiver core. I mean, when you think about this, they're bringing back Stephon Diggs. Cole Beasley is back. Was a little bit banged up last year, and I understand that. But this should be a healthier, better roster in terms of the wideouts. You've got Diggs. You've got Beasley. You have Gabe Davis. You add Emmanuel Sanders. You add Hollister at tight end, who was a teammate of Josh Allen's in college. I am expecting big things out of Dawson Knox this year. I'm also expecting big things out of the running backs this year, where the Bills, I think, are going to be able to do a little bit more in terms of the dynamic backfield. You've got Matt Breida, who you brought in, who's faster than lightning. You've got Devin Singletary, and you have Zach Moss, 2 guys who last year at times were pretty productive for the Buffalo Bills. If you remember, other than the Devin Singletary drop in the AFC title game where he probably catches that and makes a run at the end zone, if he doesn't get into the end zone, he gets close, but he had just a wicked lane ahead of him. he was pretty good at spots. And look at Zach Moss as well. Zach Moss is another case in point here for this Buffalo Bills team. Remember, he was benched at San Francisco. He fumbled inside like the 10-yard line. San Francisco took it right down and in, but then, of course, the Bills just blew the doors off the 49ers after that game. Moss was benched, but he learned from that. He was coached up quite a bit. He was helped by Allen and company, and next thing you know, he dominated. If you remember a lot of those second halves, he wore down Pittsburgh. He wore down Denver. Obviously got hurt late in the year. But Moss and Singletary, I have a lot of confidence in these guys. I think they're going to grow in this system. Matt Breida is also a threat out of the backfield to catch the football. So you've got even more dynamic players added into this offense that was already last year spectacular. And at times, I think the Bills were actually the best offense in the National Football League. At others, they were probably 1A right behind Kansas City. It's going to be interesting to see. So many people are making the argument, got to go get defensive players, got to go get Patrick Mahomes, got to go stop the Chiefs. Every single team is saying that. Every single team watched the Super Bowl. Every single team saw what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did with their front. I mean, they were phenomenal. Getting to Tom Brady using linebacker blitzes and schemes and all the rest. I mean, they were unbelievable in the Super Bowl, and that was probably the number one reason why Tampa won the Super Bowl. It's easy to say, well, look what Tampa did. We need to go do that. The flip side of that is, by adding Emmanuel Sanders and hoping Dawson Knox takes that leap forward, and you look at all the running backs with a three-headed monster, Singletary, Moss, and Breida, and obviously the offensive line, by the way, coming back. The Bills bringing the band back together as a whole roster, but Darrell Williams is back. You've got Mitch Moore still on the roster. They re-signed John Feliciano. Cody Ford coming back from injury. You've got your staple franchise left tackle in Deion Dawkins. That's a really good, stout offensive line. Good, versatile, balanced, built the right way, and they know each other really well. This offense as a unit could be better than last year's, but the flip side of the coin on the defensive argument is, why not make an offensive argument? Hey, if you can't get to Kansas City, you can't get to Patrick Mahomes, go outscore them, right? And you hope maybe you can win that 45-42 game. Maybe you just go and try and outscore them. Maybe that's what the Bills are also thinking. Hey, we got Boogie Basham and Greg Rousseau in the draft. I think they're going to be really, really good players, by the way, potential stars on the D-line for the Buffalo Bills as end rushers, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", prototypical defensive ends today. A little bit taller here, a little bit skinnier here, and guys who can just rush off the edge. Freak athletes and all the rest, incredible motors. But the one thing I look at with the Bills is, yeah, you can look at, okay, Jerry Hughes, Phil, Ed Oliver, Star Latule's back. We got the linebackers. We got Edmonds. We got Milano, brought him back. We got the safeties in the corners. We could just get another one guy, another two guys, and I did some videos on this morning to step up. Maybe they can go and get Patrick Mahomes. They can go out and continue to keep chasing and getting Lamar Jackson and company and win playoff games. That's fine. But also, with all this offense, maybe if you just get the ball late, maybe when you get the ball last, right? We saw Josh Allen last year in multiple spots. The most impressive one to me was when the Bills gave up, a 26 or a 29-point lead to the Rams, and Allen got the ball back and in 7 minutes plus drives down the field, and they score a touchdown and win. If you give the Bills the ball last, they can win the football game. So maybe that's another strategy for the Bills here is, hey, we're going to try to do as much as we can defensively to go get Mahomes and company, but we can also outscore teams too. We're coming after Kansas City to try and outscore them with the addition of Emmanuel Sanders and the hope for development of the other players I mentioned before. Get on down here to Rosie's Corner. Is a Fish Friday, the entree or the sandwich version. Of course, pair it with the fries, the mac and cheese, the coleslaw, you name it. Grab the Lunas, grab the pizza wing combinations, grab the hot and cold subs, grab the stuffed shells, the burgers, you name it here at Rosie's Corner. Pepsi products in the cooler, desserts to go up front as well. A proud ML Sports Platter sponsor. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.